Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Good afternoon, morning, good evening. For wherever you're joining us from, I'm Joshua, and I'll be your facilitator for today's masterclass. So it's all about data analytics, and I'm going to be introducing what data analytics is to you, and I'm going to do a little practical using one of the tools you can use as a data analyst to get a project done within a twinkle of an eye. So let me start by sharing my screen. So, in case you have questions, please do me a favor by dropping it on the comment section. And if you need my attention urgently, you can just give me a raise an icon, then I'll spotlight you and call you. All right. So let me share my screen so we can move into what we have for today. Okay, so I want to believe you're seeing my screen. If you see my screen, just give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you're seeing my screen. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, great one, great one. So let me to what we have for today. So it's just a simple case study scenario. A company called Light Retail. They want to do a sales performance and business intelligence analysis. So me hearing that particular case study can actually look like what? What it's talking about is kind of, the name business intelligence analysis, sales performance. What do you mean by that? So it's not actually something, it's not a big deal. It's something that once you know understand the arcs of data analytics, these are things you're going to be working with day by day, and you already understand the flow and how everything works. Okay, so let me move straight to the next slide. So welcome to today's section once again. And in today's section, we will explore the exciting world of data analysis and leveraging on one of the most efficient tools for analysis, which is Power BI. So Power BI is actually a tool developed by Microsoft. It's called Power BI. The BI means business intelligence. So before we go into the Power BI thing, the practical part, let's actually understand what data analysis is. Let's understand what data analysis is because I'm very sure every one of us on this call, we are really interested in this. You might have been hearing data analytics, hearing about tech, but you are more probably tuned into the tech track of analysis, which is through data. So it's a systematic process of inspecting, cleaning, transforming and modeling data to discover useful information, draw conclusion, and support decision making. Okay, I want to believe that you might not be seeing this screen very well. So let me put it on presentation mode from beginning. Okay. All right. So let me just go back to it. Okay. So like I said, it's a systematic process. That means it is actually a step-by-step thing to achieve your goal as a data analyst. The end result is actually to get to see what happened, why it happened, and probably go ahead to know what will happen in future and also prescribe some recommendation. So that process now to start from what happened to present the recommendation, it starts from expecting something called data. So it's actually data you're working with. The major ingredient right now is the data. So when I'm talking about data, I mean qualitative and quantitative information that have not been processed yet, raw data. So because I remember one time in my career when I started my career, when I was actually posting it out there on LinkedIn that I'm a data analyst, someone asked me a question that do you mean that if you're in Nigeria, you understand what I'm talking about very well. Do you mean you're actually analyzing Glow, MTN, Etel data? I was like, oh no. I'm actually talking about records that are saved in either qualitative or quantitative format. That's either numerical or non-numerical. So when I have this data set, we inspect it as an analyst. Then after inspecting, you get to see what's wrong with the data. And the thing is, not all data comes clean. Every data comes very dirty. Raw data is always dirty. Even if you tell you it's clean, it's still always good for you to do your background check and check if it's actually a quality data for your analysis. So you get to inspect it to get what is wrong with the data set. And once you get what's wrong with the data set, you clean it. There's so many transformation skills. There's so many things you can do when it comes to clean data. And in your journey of being a data analyst with Marriott Consulting is part of what you're going to be teaching you. So after that, you transform your data, you model it. Modeling is just connecting all of these things together, all of these data sets together. And why are you doing all of those things? Is to discover useful information. That is one thing. Another thing is to draw conclusion, because you don't want to make conclusion based on intuition. Don't want to make conclusion based on feelings. You don't want to make conclusions based on emotions. You want your conclusions to be data backed. You want your decision to be data backed. So it's so that it be called a data driven decision. Do you understand? So that is why we do all of this process of inspecting, cleaning, transforming, modeling, and visualizing your data. So it involves various techniques and methods to uncover patterns, relationship trends, and insights from complex data sets. So this process is crucial in various fields, from scientific research to business strategy. So there's no field you can apply analysis into. That's one beautiful thing about data analysis. Once you understand the act of data analysis, there's no industry you can't work. Once you understand the companies, the industry domain, there's no field you can't work. There is no way you can be relevant. So far, you already understand the acts of data analytics. And the acts of data analytics will help you to understand how to work effectively with all the tools that we use in the in this tech track. So we have different tools like Excel, Microsoft Power BI, SQL, and a little bit of Python and also Tableau. But in this class, we're going to be using a tool called Microsoft Power BI to build a quick visual of what this company is actually facing. So let's get to see what the problem or the what Power BI is actually. So I already said the other time that is a tool that's developed by what? By Microsoft. And it enables users to connect, transform, analyze, and also visualize data from multiple sources in an interactive and insightful way. So you can easily connect to different sources of data and pull out your data. And one beautiful thing about Power BI is that you can get an instant analysis, a real-time analysis once you refresh. Once your data change from the source, you just go ahead and refresh your dashboard and you see a real-time insight that is you don't need to go ahead to start doing the analysis all over again. No, all you just have to do is to populate your source with the current data, go to your dashboard, refresh it, then you have it. It even goes as far as you having a, an automated way of doing that, of refreshing your data. But just set an alarm. Once an alert, once you get to that time, it refreshes automatically. So it also allows business to create a real-time dashboard, like I just said, and report for data-driven decision making. So I can be anywhere in this world and my system is far away from me. I can still get to see what is going on. When my team goes on the dashboard and they refresh data set, I can still see what's actually happening in the business. I can see what's happening in the industry. And that's why Power BI is one of the tool and an analyst or a data analyst must know how to use effectively. So with Power BI, users can integrate live data sources, automate reporting, uncover trends through interactive charts and graphs, and even KPI. So all of these things, that is why Power BI is one of the best tools to use as an analyst. So I don't want to believe that I want to be certain that we are all following. So I just want to ask a question in just a second, but the answer will be a yes or a no. So if you have been able to use Power BI before, or you've heard of Power BI before, I would like you to drop a yes in the chat. But if this is your first time of hearing about Power BI, you've not even worked on it before, I would like you to drop a one. Just type one on the chat. But if today is your first time, drop a yes. If you've been using Power BI, sorry, often and often before now, drop a yes. But if today is your first time, you can just drop a one on the chat. All right, fantastic. So let's keep it coming, guys. Let's keep it coming. So while that is ongoing, oh, fantastic, Rebecca. Oh, great one, Ali. Great one. Great one. I can see that we have great minds here. All right, fantastic. So let's just jump right into what we have and look at what the project overview is all about. Okay, fantastic. Really nice. You're in the right place to learn this. You're in the right place to learn this. Okay, great one. So let me go back to my slide. So the question is, what is the what? What is the project overview? So this project analyze the 2020 transactional sales data for this company called Greenlight. It's a multi-state retail company operates across Nigeria. And the data set contains products, pricing, quantities, and regional sales distribution.
Is it just me? Is it from my end, or I can't hear the facilitator anymore?
Yeah, I think it's everywhere. You
Oh,
can't hear
okay.
him. So.
Okay. I think it should be his network.
Absolutely.
Most of this analysis still structure initiation and even market. Okay, someone's mic is on. You might want to turn off your mic. I'm getting a feedback from my head. Thank you.
So, sorry, we are
So,
losing you. Um, we lost you for like 5 minutes, for like a few minutes though.
okay, please confirm. Is it like okay? All right, let me just go back. So, but can you hear me now? If you can hear me now, please confirm if you can hear me. All right, thank you. Okay, so I said, let me just go back. The aim of the project is to evaluate sales performance. So you want to measure total revenue, order volume, and sales trend across months and quarters. The second aim of the project is that we want to enhance reporting efficiency. As you want to develop a structured Power BI dashboard that allows stakeholders to monitor KPIs dynamically and in real time. And finally, they want to support strategic decision making. That is, you want to provide data-driven insights that can guide pricing strategy, product stocking, regional expansion, and even marketing initiatives. So, to start working on this, I'm very sure after this section, you're going to have this data set and probably you're going to go through it and start developing, but let's just model it. So I already created data sets here. So once you click on this word, you have the data set downloaded automatically in your system. So now let's go into what we have for today in Power BI. But are we still together? If we're still together, please give me a thumbs up. If we're still together, please give me a thumbs up. Are we still together? Give me a thumbs up. Are we together? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very clear. Audio.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I just want to make sure that we are all together and I don't lose anyone. So, okay. So right now, the tool is called Power BI. So you can see right here on my taskbar that is like a bar chart that is going from the lowest to the highest. So once you open Power BI, you have this. So you might actually be asking questions like, how do I get this? How do I get this tool? How do I get this thing downloaded? These are part of the thing we're going to show you in Marriott Consulting. We're going to show you how to download it, how to install it, and how to even use it properly. But today is just a demo for you to see how it works and what we have in plan for you where you come in for the training. So once you open your Power BI, you have this interface. And once you have this interface, all you need to click on is the blank report. Once you click on the blank report, you have this interface as well, which is a Power BI interface, Then you start, the very first thing now to do is that you need to go and pick your data from the source. Let me say it that way. Actually, the right word is to connect your data to the source. But let me just break it down for us so that we understand better. We need to go and pick our data set from the source. So another question is, how do I get to know the source? So there are different sources whereby you can actually connect your Power BI to. And if you come right here, you see something called get data. You have a lot of sources here. And trust me, you have close to 250 sources in Power BI that you can actually connect your Power BI to. These are all the sources you have. But the most common sources are CSV file, Excel file, text file, XML, folders, PDF, and different kind of relational or non-relational databases. So all of these words I'm saying, all of these big words I'm saying are things I'm going to teach you in Maria Consulting, break it down for you so you understand exactly how those words works. So we already understand that the data set is an Excel file. How do you know there's an Excel file? You can see this file right here. It says XLXX. That shows as an Excel workbook. It's an Excel workbook. So I'll just go straight back to my Power BI to go and connect it to my Excel workbook. And once I click on Excel workbook and I click on connect, automatically it goes to my system. I'm going to pull out all the Excel workbook on each of my repositories. So currently, it's already connected to my download repository, and it's pulled out all the Excel files in my download repository. And you can see this is the company's data set, and it's called Greenlight data set. Greenlight data set. So I'll just click on it, and once I click on it, I click on open. And once I click on open, there's something that is going to happen. Another window is going to appear on my screen. Sorry. Another window is going to appear on my screen. And this window is called Power Query Editor. Yes, that's the second window that will now do the transformation. Remember I said it's about getting to know what your data is, then you transform it. So the window that is going to open right now is your Power Query Editor, whereby you transform your data. So once you have it right here, you have this navigator pan, and you see that it's asking that which of data set do I want to select? Then this is data set right here, which is what? Sheet 1. That's the name of the worksheet. But not the but the workbook is named Greenlight data set. So if you click on it, and the next thing is you click on transform data. Then clicking on transform data, it's open up that window. I call that window Power Query Editor, whereby you transform your data before you load it back to Power BI. So it's like Power Query Editor is actually residing inside your Power BI desktop software. So once you launch it, it's open up for you Power Query Editor, and you have your data set right here. And right here is where you now do your cleaning. So trust me, looking at these data sets, everything looks clean, but I don't like assuming. I still like to check for major things in this data set. Major things like the data type, if there are blanks, if there are any form of duplicate records, I just get to check them and correct them. So, like I said, all of these acts I'm talking about are what we're going to teach you once you subscribe for the data analytics program. I will show you, break everything down for you. Trust me, 1 hour is not enough to break everything down, but we just want to show you how it works and how you can get your stuff done without wasting time. All right. So, like I said, I'm going to check out for every of the data type. If I'm having the right data type, I'll check for some other things if I'm having duplicates in my records or if I'm having blanks. So looking at it, maybe looking at it like this, I can tell you for free that there are no blank records in the data set. And how do I get to know? I, you can see that there's a green bar right here. If your green bar is completely filled up, it shows that there are no bar, there are no empty cell in your column. And if that is the case, that means there is no blanks, you're good to go. Then another thing is that I would like to check for duplicates only on my invoice number ID. And to do that, once I just click on the invoice number, I'll go to home, then I'll go to remove rows, then I'll click on remove duplicates. So are there duplicates? Are there no duplicates? If there are duplicates, it would have yanked it off. If there are no duplicates, nothing is going to happen with your data set. But the thing is that everything you're doing is recorded right here. Everything is stored right here. You can see every step I'm taking is stored right here. So the last step I took was remove duplicates. So if I want to take off the last step I took, instead of using Control Z like in Excel or Control Y like in Excel, I'll just come here to cancel it. Then it's going to take me back to my previous step with the duplicate still in my data. So after that, I've been able to check for the duplicates, which has been removed. So the next thing is now to check for my data types. So the ID right there, the invoice number is actually a text data type. You can see ABC. ABC means text. If you see this dollar sign, it makes fixed decimal number. If you see this 123, it means whole number. Percentage, you come in percentage. If you see this calendar and time or clock, it means date time, data type. If you see calendar alone, it means that is a calendar, a date data type, and on like that. So our invoice number is actually a text data type, so we leave it like that as that. But look at this invoice date. You can see 1.2. What is 1.2 here? 1.2 says decimal number, but invoice date. Apparently, this is talking about date, right? It's talking about date. And if it's talking about date, we need to select what to click on the date. So let's see. And you can see it automatically changed to date. It's changed to date. The next one is what? The customer ID. Yes, customer ID is meant to be in text. Customer name is meant to be in text. State, text. Product ID, text. So I just come to the sidebar and check for other ones. Product is in text. Quantity is in whole number. Yes, fantastic. Is in whole number 1, 2, 3. But look at unit price and total price. Unit price and total price is showing what? It's showing decimal and decimal. But for real, they're actually talking about currency. So if you're dealing with currency in Power Query Editor, you go for fixed decimal number, which is right here. So click on fixed decimal number. It's going to put it in a 2 decimal place figure. And also for your total price, you do the same thing for your total price. Then you also have the same thing in 2 decimal places. That is your fixed decimal number. And with this, trust me, we've been able to clean the data set. Yes, you've been able to clean the data set. It's actually much more easier in Power BI because some of these things, if it's right to be in Excel, could be that we're going to write some functions and all of those to get it done. But nevertheless, you've been able to clean this data set. One more thing before I load it back to Power BI is that I would like to give this data set a name right from my Power Query Editor. Instead of it answering the name sheet one right here, I'll just call it what? Green light data set. Call it green light data set. Call it green light data set. So awesome. I've been able to rename it. So after I've done everything I want to do in my Power Query Editor, the next thing is now to load back to Power BI desktop. So it's actually a process. The process is called ETL. You extract, you transform, and you load. ETL, extract, transform, and load. So the first step is that we've extracted the data set from the source. Now we're transforming it, and we've done the transformation process. Then after the transformation has been done in Power Query Editor, then you load back to Power BI desktop. And how do we load back to Power BI desktop? Is by just clicking on this icon that says close and apply. If you click on the drop down, you see 3 options: to close and apply, to apply, and to close. So I always advise you to what? To close and apply. And once you close and apply, it will close Power Query Editor and apply changes on your Power BI desktop. And you can see right here on my screen that the changes are already been applied. So it's loading the data set on my Power BI desktop. I'll just give it a Y. Fantastic. So if you look at this site, and I have the data set right here. You can see customer ID, customer name, invoice data, number, all of those columns in the data set has been imported right here. And the next thing is that we start building our dashboards. Yeah, we start building our dashboard. But before we start building the dashboard, I would still like to get our consent and know if you are still together. Are we hosted together, guys? Are we still together?
Yes, we are together.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So let's go back to where we are coming from. Let's go back to where we are coming from. So now we now have the what? We have the interface. So this thing where we have built visuals with your data is called Canvas. It's called Canvas. So you get to design your Canvas. Probably you're working with, let's say you're working with Marriott Consulting. Let's say this data set is for Marriott Consulting. You get to use the color or the brand color of Marriott Consulting. But this is a green light. The company is called Green Light Data Sets. So I think from the slide, you can see that they're actually using a shade of gold and white. So you're just going to use something that looks like that to create our dashboard. So let's just go straight in creating our dashboard. Let's go straight in creating our dashboard. So the first thing I want to do is that I want to, first of all, try to create and work my Canva. So to do that, you already have all of these two up here. These are called buttons. All of these guys here are called tabs. And these are the tabs, some of the tabs here, the data tab, the visualization tab, to build your visual and to do every other necessary things. So to work on the Canva, I will click on this called reports, your format or report page. So under my format report page, there's a series of options there, whereby you go for your canvas background. So currently it's at white. So I want to use let's use I just want to pick different color. Let's use a shade of gold, like I said earlier. I think I saw a gold previously. Let's go back. Okay, this is okay. I saw a gold. Let me use this. Yeah, let's use this darker shade. Now, you can see that there's nothing happened on the canvas yet. Why? Because the transparency is currently at 100. So if I reduce the transparency, then you see the gold color. Then you have something like this. Then you have something like this. So we've been able to give a background, what's it called? A background dashboard, a background color. Then the next thing is what to start creating our chart. What do we want to see? We want to see, we talk about revenue. We want to see how revenue behaves with time. That's a trend. We want to even see the product that has the highest revenue and all of those analysis like that. Customer that even that spend a lot. All of these things are things you want to actually look at in our data set. So to start with, let's first of all give the data set a name, a title, or this dashboard a title. And how do we give the dashboard a title? You just go straight to insert, then you click on text box. You click on text box, then you can just adjust this guy right here to fit into what you want. To fit into what you want. So I'm going to call it text box. I'm going to call the name of dashboard green lights sales performance. Sorry, it's tiny. I'm going to increase the font. Performance dashboard. Okay, fantastic. So let's increase the font. Let's increase the font and just give it around 32. Okay, that's way too much. Let's make it 28. Fantastic. So it's actually at 28. So that's the name of the dashboard. Green light sales performance dashboard. So there are a lot of things to, you want to format these guys. There are a lot of things you can do. You can change the font style. You can a lot of things, and these are the things you're going to teach you when you come in for the program. But this is just like I told you, this is just like a demo, and you see how it works. So let's make it bold, and okay, let's just make use of this for our entire dashboard. So you've been able to give it a name. You've been able to give it a name, and the name of the dashboard is called Green Lights Sales Performance Dashboard. Green Light Sales Performance Dashboard. So the next thing is that I want to build my KPIs. What are KPIs? KPIs are what we measure. They are the key performance index. So we want to measure them. We want to build the KPIs. So to build KPIs, there's a visualizing tool that is called CAD. It's called card. Is right here. Card. Just bring it right here. I need KPI. I want to know the total number of customers. I want to know the total number of invoice. I want to know the total revenue and total quantity made. So all of these things are the major thing that we measure for. How many quantity was sold? What is the total price or total revenue? How many customers do we have? Then what's the number of invoices, total invoices we've made over that year? So these are KPIs, things we measure to see if we're actually doing well or not. If we're actually doing well or not. So now let's go straight into bringing in those KPIs. Let's go straight into bringing in those KPIs. So I'm going to build one and use the other one to build the remaining other ones. So like I said, just show you how it works. So let's first of all start with total revenue. So my total price is total revenue. You just check this box, it brings it up straight off. Can you see the total revenue is 29.16 million. 29.16 million. But it is how we want it to look like. It depends. What are you trying to achieve? What is the company's fund? What do you want to get? So it depends on what you want to get, and that's going to lead you to how you're going to format your card. So let me just do a little bit of touch on this so that it's going to be more bold and visible to my stakeholders, because it's not about me right now. It's about the stakeholders, because stakeholders should be able to see what your analysis is, and you should be able to put your stakeholder in mind whenever you're building your dashboard or doing your report. So once I click on the card, then I'll go to format your visuals. Then I'll go to start with my call out value. So we've been using DIN, so fine, fantastic. I'd like to make it bold, increase the font a bit. I can make it around 32. I can make it around 32. So after which I can as well do my category label. I can make it also black, then increase the font a bit and make it bold. Then I've been able to do this. So let's just say that this is what I want. So there's still a lot of formatting you can do. You can decide to give it rounded corners, you can decide to do so many things, but because of time, you just want to quickly create this dashboard and you see how it works. So I've been able to do this. Fantastic, awesome. So let's just replicate this either 3 more times so that we have the entire what's it called? The entire card in our dashboard. So just come here, then copy, Control C, then Control V. Can you see? Control C, Control V, you copy it, just copy it like 3 more times. So I already have it. I already have all the KPIs I want, but not, I already have all the shape, but not all the KPIs. So I'll just arrange it. I'll arrange it. Let's see, something I'm actually later put something around this place. So I still, like I said, I still want to have the after total price. I want to have count of cost. Let's just total quantity. Let's have total quantity. So that's 10K. Can you see it's changed automatically? So I don't need to be going back and forth and be doing. So once I've done the first one, I just have to replicate the changes to the every other ones I have. Then now count of customers. So I'm going to bring this customer ID, drop it right here. But this time around, you can see it says first customer ID. That is not what I want. I want a distinct count. So I just click on this drop down and select count distinct. Now see that I have 199 counts. Let's call it total customers. Let me cut it. Total customers. Then as well, I can make these okay, want to make these products. Just bring your product right here. Can you see? I just come here.
Hi, Mr. Joshua. If you can hear me, we can't hear you.
Please, can you hear me now?
Maybe you want to drop off and join back in again if you're having issues.
No, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now,
Okay, yes, we
please?
can. Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry, I mistakenly muted my headset. Sorry, I mistakenly muted my headset. All right. So as I was saying, now we already have it like this. We have our 4 KPIs. Don't worry, this place you might still fill it up later and the analysis in the dashboarding. So now after the 4 KPIs, we want to check something around the trend analysis, whereby we see the month-on-month analysis. And do that, the best chart to use is your line chart. Your line chart. We write it. So I came here to pick my line chart. Then I just have to expand it depending on how wide I want it to be. So let's just stay here. Let's make it this wide. Because the line chart, I want to really see the trend. I want to see the movement. So if we're talking about trend, that means you're talking about date. Do you understand? It could be month, it could be year, it could be quarter, it could be daily, it could be weekly, depending on what you want. So the date's actually under my invoice date. And if I see this invoice date as this calendar sign, I'll just click on the drop down. Then I'll see something called date hierarchy. Then also click on the drop down. And I can pick, I want to work with the month. You can work with quarter and month, depending on what you want to work with. But let's put a quarter and month. Let's see what's actually going to look like. So you can check the analysis quarterly, quarter on quarter, or month on month analysis. Then for the y-axis, you just come here. We want to actually check that across our what's it called, our revenue. So just put my total price inside my y-axis. Then you can see the analysis now. You can see that month on month, this is the first quarter: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That's quarterly analysis and also month on month. But like I said, you can decide to make it just monthly alone, and you have something like this as well. So then you just try to do your, what's it called, your editing. Try to do your editing. So not something much. Just click on that chart, go to your format, your visuals, then edit one after the other from x-axis. Okay, the value, I want it to be there. Just reduce the bit to 8, then make it black, and I'm actually make it bold as well. Okay, I think making it bold is going to make it overly, so just leave it like this so you can see it very well. Then as well, let's just leave the title. The title, we already know is month, so I love turning off the title because it's actually obvious that you're talking about months. Then also for my y-axis, I'll do the same thing. What do I need to take off? I don't need the title. I will take off that title. Then but for the value, I will make it bold. Then I can as well take off the title and just use something called data label. Instead of me waiting for my tooltip to give me the data points, can as well use data label. But this thing you are seeing is called tooltip. That small card that is just coming up on each point is called tooltip. I can as well just leave that like that. Then as well, this line, let's work on this line as well. Let's make use of the line that commensurate or that looks like our dashboard. So I want to use, so you just go to line, open your line, then go straight to color. Then let's use the line that we're using for our dashboard, which is this one right here. And also you can do so many things around the line. Can increase the width of the line to 4. If you want to increase it to 4. You can as well do, what's it called, other things like interpolation. You want to make it bevel. So it depends on you. If you want to make it smooth. I love making my line smooth, something like this. I love making my own line smooth. Then lastly, finally for this, okay, two more things. You also want to check for the grid lines. I don't like seeing grid lines. They are distractions sometimes. They distract. And if care is not taken, it can also distract your what's it called, your stakeholders. So at some point, it can actually be useful. But let's take it out. Then let's go to general. So now general, all I just want is the title. You want to see, I want to rename it. Just call it trend or revenue monthly. I call it monthly revenue trend. Monthly revenue trend. Monthly revenue trend. That's awesome. Then I can just make it at the center. I can line it at the center, increase the font, then also make it bold. So I've been able to do justice to this. So every other thing, I want to have, let's say, a bar chart, a cluster bar chart that will show me the products and how they behave. Products and how they behave. So I just brought the bar chart and I'm going to align it to the remaining part right here. You see the product and how they behave. So I'll just put on my x-axis this time around. I want to put the total amount. So I want to see the amount that we generated from each of the products. So I'm going to put total amount on x-axis. Why I put product name, which is right here on y-axis. So you can see product by product. You can see your analysis. Smartwatch is having the highest revenue, followed by tablet, but headphone generated the lowest revenue, but just little discrepancy between those figures. So right now, trust me, I want to do something. I don't want to go through this route of start checking one after the other, y-axis, x-axis. No, I'm going to use something called Format Painter. I'll just click on the previous line chart I created. As I click on it, then I'll go straight to this thing called Format Painter. I'll just click on the Format Painter, then I'll come and drop it on this chart. And you see what's going to happen. You can see everything that most of the analysis, most of the changes I made right here has been made here. You can see the name of the dash of the chart has been edited. Even the x-axis has been edited. Just this one, because I didn't edit the x-axis right here, so it has not been edited. So I just go back and just do few other changes on my chart. So let's go to our x-axis. Sorry, let's go to our y-axis. Sorry, y-axis, and let's make the value bold. That's all. Fantastic. Then let's see if you can increase it a bit. That's okay. So it depends on what you want to achieve. Then finally, we just do the bars. Just give it the same color as this. Fantastic. Then you can just say products, revenue by products. Just something like that for the title. Say revenue or total revenue by products. Total revenue by products. Then we have few more space to just fill up. So in 4 minutes, we should be done. So right here, there's something called slicer. Okay, before we do the slicer, let's look at what you can actually put right here as well. Let's see from the states. Let's see how we generate what's it called? How we generate revenue by state. But this one now, I want us to use something like a donut chart. Before you use the donut chart, you have to be very careful because donut chart says that if your chart is more than 5, it's advisable for you not to use it. It's advisable for you not to use it. But to confirm that, let's go back to our table and let's see the number of states we have. How many states do we have? How many states do we have? So we have a lot of states. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 states. I'm able to use a pie chart or a donut chart. But nevertheless, I can as well use a bar chart to that instead. I can actually use a bar chart to that instead. So I want to give it more space. So let's reduce this a bit. Let's reduce this a bit. This as well. And also this. Because a bar chart has to stand. And if it's standing, I want to see the bars clearly. So let's just bring this up to a bit and drag it down a bit. Fantastic. So this please should be enough for the bar chart. So let me just bring a bar chart. The bar chart is cluster column chart. So just bring it right here. And now reduce it. Just reduce it a bit. And let's see what you're going to have. So for the x-axis, I want to see how much revenue you're able to incur by month. So on the x-axis, I'll put my states on x-axis. While on y-axis, I'll put my total price. So you can see by state, Lagos State is generating the highest. So right now, I'll just do, I'll click on this bar chart right here, go to my format painter and drop it on this column chart. And you see, I just have everything changed like that. So I don't need to be going back and forth anymore. I just came here, dropped the changes right here, and we could see that the changes actually took an effect on it. So all I just have to do is just to change the name of the header, maybe to total revenue by state. Just go to my format of visuals, go to general, go to title, and just say total revenue by state. Fantastic. Okay, the state is having double T. Let's remove one. Then we have just few more space to fill up. So, like I said, I need a slicer, and I want to check with respect to, let's say, quarter. I'll just bring my slicer. I just put the slicer around. This is how your slicer look like. It's a filter icon. Just bring it right here at the top. So I need 2 of it though. I need 2 of these slicers. So one is going to be for the quarter, because I like it, like you want to, like part of what the project aim is, you want to see a quarterly analysis. So I'm going to put right here under my date hierarchy. I just click on quarter. Click on quarter, then we have quarter 1, quarter 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4. But it's actually scrolling. I want to change this. I don't want it to be like I'm scrolling it. So I'll go to format your visuals. Then my slicer settings, I'll make it, instead of having vertical list, I'll make it tile. So you can see I can click on quarter 1. I'll see the analysis, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. That's the essence of our what's it called? Of our slicer. So just want to do few editing right here. Let me see if format painter is going to work. Okay, format pattern is not working, so I have to just go ahead and start doing the editing again. So you have some few space right here that we need to fill up. So I still need the slicer again. So I'll click on the slicer right here again. Exactly, I want it to fill up this space. But this time around, I'm going to make it like a drop-down list. I'll make it like a drop-down list. So I'm going to put, so I want to check the analysis for each product as well. So I'll just pull the products on the field. So you can see all product like this. You can see from game console all the way down to table. So if I click on game console, I can see the analysis on each of it, the amount of money inquired from that, from headphones and on like that. And that's how it works. But I can as well cancel my selection. But let's see another one. Instead of us having the entire name listed out here, you can actually do something else called drop down. So if I just click on this drop down, I'll have it here. But if I click it out, I will have it like this. So it's like we just try to hide it. So you just come here, click on the drop down, you see all the products, then click right there. You're gonna see it. It's gonna take it back out. So one more chart. So let's look at our chart. What other thing can we actually visualize? We've been able to see the information around the what's it called, the product, the invoice, the this country or the location, the dates. There's another thing we can actually do. We can actually check for our first 5 customers that spent the most. The first 5 customers that spend the most. So it's like you're going to be doing something around filter. So let me just show you that in 3 minutes. Then we are done. So I'm going to be using a bar chart as well for that. So I'm going to put it right here. So just my first 5 customers. So I'm going to put all the customer ID. I'm going to use customer ID actually. I'll put it on y-axis, and I'll put my total price on x-axis. So right here, I'm going to see all the 199 customers that we have. But we're not actually concerned with the 199 customers. We're only concerned with 5 of them, just 5 of them. So to do that, I'll just go straight to my filter. You can see this place here. There's a filter tab here. Come to filter. Then I want to filter based on what visual? On the customer ID. So I'll say on the customer ID, give me a top N. So top how many? I just want 5. Then on what field do you want us to perform this filter? I want to perform the filter on the total price field. So I'll just drag it there and I'll click on apply filter. And you can see that's reduced it to what? To just 5 customers. So customer ID 067, 086, 046, 058, and the customer ID 102 are spent the most for this complaint. So just format this, click on any of the bar charts or column charts, then click on your format painter and drop it right here. Then you have it you have it formatted. You can just say top 5 customer by top 5 customer, the top 5 customer by revenue. That's just it. That's the title of the chart. Just come right here, go to general, go to title, and just come and type top 5 customers by revenue. And that's it. And from there, we've been able to do the analysis. We've been able to see our customers spending volume. We've been able to see our customers' behavior, how the products behave, how it behave by month. You can see even how much revenue you're able to get per state or location, and even the total quantity we have and total customers we have. And with this, we've come to the end of the dashboarding. And I believe that we've learned one or two in this class. All right, that's all, man.